Okay, there is no one here yet, so we'll just have to wait until people join. Can you like put post on Instagram, please? And like on, yeah. So hello to everyone that's currently watching. So right now we are at Bist Village alongside 16 Fly just landed on me. Alongside 168329, which is, as you can see, Chiltern Railways' new HybridFlex locomotive, multiple unit, converted by Porterbrook and Rolls-Royce, as shown on the PIS screens up there, but which I can't show you for some reason. So let's take a quick look. London train first. It's not meant to leave until 12:32, so for 15 or so minutes. And then, yeah. So basically, background behind this train, Chiltern Railways. Chiltern Main Line is a diesel main line, and they need to find a way, as electrification is not yet started or has been announced or anything like that, for it to for it to be quieter, more efficient and green, which is demonstrated by its livery. So to solve that, Chiltern Railways have been working with Porterbrook and Rolls-Royce to convert this train into battery operation along with cleaner diesel engines. So I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it does sound quite, not different, but does have a bit of a different sound to what it would have been before. Obviously, when to next London, there's a London train in a few minutes. Yeah, so we'll see if that's the 168. I'll show you the differences. But basically, today's run is the first time it's run on the main line, so there's a few guests on it. They're all currently eating lunch in the cafe, but if we can get a chance to speak to any of them later, we will. But yeah, so this run coincides with the 25th silver anniversary of Chiltern Railways. So today in 1996, what's the date today? Today on the 21st of July 1996, Chiltern Railways was launched as M40 Trains Limited. And obviously you can see what they've evolved into now. 100-mile-an-hour running, London to Birmingham, Oxford. So they have all the evergreen projects and things like that. So hopefully, if this rollout or this trial is successful, it will be rolled out to all the other 168s in the fleet, and there is also a hydrogen class 165 004, which is being converted for hydrogen use. However, this is further behind. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this has been away for about 2 years, maybe a year. And then after this run today, it will go back to Wolverton for a few more modifications before coming back for at the end of summer for some more driver training with Chiltern. So just take a closer look at the livery. So there's some Porterbrook advertising on here and advertising the train the fact that it is, you know, cleaner, quieter, etc., and that it is a 25th anniversary of Chiltern today. If this does get rolled out to all the other units, I highly doubt they will have this livery. They'll either get a new livery or the original Chiltern livery. Yeah, so we have a 165 arriving here from Oxford. So this train arrived about an hour ago now from London. Goes out in about 12 minutes. Everything is being routed around it on platform 1 towards London and towards Oxford. So we'll just show you this 165 arriving now. It's 165.015 and 165.007. So, as I mentioned earlier, this train has now been fitted to run in hybrid on battery and diesel mode. So when it's on slow speeds at stations, it can run in battery mode. At the minute, it's in diesel mode for some reason. Probably broken, I don't know. Thank you. So we got lovely little pencils from the Chiltern man. I don't know his name. I'll keep that. So, Chiltern by Ariba. Celebrating 25 years, 1996, 2021. So if you take a walk back down the train now, the interior itself hasn't been changed at all. And neither has the cab, apart from regenerative braking, scale gauge thing. So I was talking about how this train, when it's at slow speeds or in stations, runs on the battery to preserve emissions and specifically noise in London, for example. The residents who live near London Marylebone aren't too keen with the loud diesel motors of the 165s and 168s and 68s currently. So that's hopefully going to solve that problem. So this morning this train ran down from Aylesbury Depot towards London via High Wycombe. What route is it doing and head code? So what's the head code? You looking where I'm train? It's going back to London. I know it's doing this, I know it's going back to Aylesbury, so it'll be 5 hours or something. So it's doing Aylesbury, here to Aylesbury Depot in 10 minutes time. It'll be 5A, 5 Alpha 22 back to Aylesbury, 12:33 or 12:32? 12:33 Bicester Village to Aylesbury. Whether it will run via the Aylesbury line or not, the joint Hillsborough to Aylesbury line is a different question, since that line is currently closed due to the high temperatures. So in the last event, I think it still has tripcock and can still run down the Met line, but we'll see how that goes. So as you can see, all people from Portsbrook, and there are some Chiltern and Portsbrook people off to my right. I'm not going to film them because that would be a bit weird, but so if you watch the earlier live stream, a very short, like 45-second live stream, the train came in from that direction into the platform over the level crossing. So what we did basically, we got here earlier for our Instagram, and we know this already. Walked to the bridge. It's about a 15-minute walk. Saw the train, and then walked very quickly back here. See it here, because this will be the last opportunity we have to see of it until the end of the summer, when hopefully it should be put into some passenger service, and hopefully then, if it all goes well, cascaded into the rest of the Chiltern 168 fleet, which currently aren't reliable, or that reliable, with only 45% of Chiltern 168 fleet usable for September's timetable change. Obviously that's subject to change, but that's what we've been told. Chiltern isn't particularly known for having the most reliable fleet, or the trains with the most amount of carriages. You've probably seen services running to today have only been 3 or 4 with a 5 carriage earlier, but I guess there aren't as many people travelling. But in peak they were notorious for short formations and problems with their lines and stock, so hopefully they should eliminate that problem. So it's an Oxford train in 15 minutes towards Oxford, 2 minutes late at the minute, but not really much activity going on at the minute. It's due to leave in 8 minutes, so yeah. Let's take a little walk down the train again. So another thing that Chiltern are famous for, so obviously this village station only opened recently, with the new branch line, the new line to Oxford from Bicester South Junction, obviously revitalised and using no taxpayers' money either. It's brand new at Chiltern, and they also had the Evergreen project upgrading the Birmingham to London line significantly to allow for shorter journey times and 100-mile-an-hour running. To be honest, there haven't been that many people here today actually. I thought there'd be a bigger turnout, but I think a few people, a lot of the staff seem really interested and well, taking lots of pictures. In my opinion, his livery does look really nice with the green and the blue. So if you look along the side of the train, you can see it in this carriage down here. Plenty of people have walked past. I'll show you in more detail. But they've had to make some extensive modification to the side of the train, to the train itself. So we look down there. Where am I pointing you at? I can't really see on this screen, but if you look at that box, if you look at that box there, you can see the hybrid system on and off, and all the new motors and things like that, which have been installed for the improvements basically. Still a 168-3, still 168-3-9, which is what it was before, after being transferred to Chiltern for the opening of this Bicester to Oxford chord. It's one of their 9 168-3s, which usually were Transpennine and South West trains actually. Which is quite interesting. So they're all 2-car units, 168-321, 329. 5 minutes till its departure now. So that's why everyone's getting ready to go now for the departure off to Aylesbury. Fortunately, we weren't at Marylebone earlier, but at Marylebone earlier there were some unveiling events. So they had like Big Curtain and Porterbrook CEO and people like that came and cut it and had photos. I think if you have a look at the Porterbrook Twitter, there's some stuff on there. And it's pretty all over Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, things like that. If you have a look later on, we'll definitely be putting some stuff up. Hello, Joshua Platt. How are you? It's only 3-4 minutes now till its departure towards Aylesbury. So, plan is currently for it to go to Risborough. I think Risborough reverse at Risborough up the joint, not the joint line, but Risborough to Aylesbury, single track branch towards Urban Depot, which is Chiltern's main depot, for the maintenance of their 165s and 168 fleet. And 68s and DVTs also go there for, I think they've got a wheel lathe there, I'm not completely sure actually, but hopefully we should get it leaving. It sounds like at the minute it is on diesel power, and we did overhear some people, some Chiltern officials saying earlier that I think the battery might have failed or something like that, so that's not a problem, since I guess it's the first time for running this. It doesn't really matter. So there might be a problem. We're going to phone the signaller or something like that. Yeah, it looks like they are phoning the signaller. Or not, they're just checking some things. So after this train, are you going to try to get it to blast when it leaves? Well, I'm not going to ask. But if it wants to, then if the driver wants to, then he can. But I asked on the way, we didn't get anything on the way up when we were seeing it at the bridge. So we'll see later on when it leaves itself. Only 1 or 2 minutes for us to departure now, so we're going to head a bit further down the platform. Level crossing barriers are still up down there, which means it's London Road crossing, which means it can't actually leave the station yet. The level crossing barrier is going down now though, so hopefully it should be on its way out in a minute. 1 minute to go. It's got the signal now, so it looks like it'll be on its way.